There are so many groups right now that endorse Donald Trump who are in the find out stage. As it turns out, Donald Trump was lying to them. Take a look at this. Police union that endorsed Donald Trump blasts his January 6 pardons. Well, what do you also think about his pardon of Ross William Ulbricht? I'll get to that in a moment, but the Fraternal Order of the Police endorsed Donald Trump, a convicted felon, someone found liable for sexual assault, someone who bankrupted many of his companies, someone who said that he hates unions, someone who laughed with Elon Musk at the right of unions to collectively bargain. I don't know, Fraternal Order of the Police. Perhaps that should have been your first red flag or your red siren, if you will. But now the group says they are deeply discouraged that Donald Trump pardoned January 6th insurrectionists who assaulted or attempted to kill police officers on January 6th. I mean, Donald Trump has pardoned the worst of the worst or commuted their sentences. We're talking about the leader of the Oath Keepers, Stewart Rhodes, found guilty of seditious conspiracy. With all of these like horrific violent enhancements that made his prison sentence longer. The whole leadership of the Oath Keepers got their sentences commuted. The head of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, he got his sentence commuted. The other leaders of the Proud Boy got their sentence commuted after trials before federal juries. But the Fraternal Order of the Police endorsed Donald Trump, and now they're saying, we condemn that. We are so upset that he did that. We are deeply discouraged by the pardons. And they try to make it like a both sides issue. They're like, by both Donald Trump and President Biden. Look, the only thing President Biden did is he commuted certain death penalty sentences because he doesn't believe in the death penalty. He didn't release people into the public. They would still serve life in prison. Do you see the distinction there? And the fact that the Fraternal Order of the Police is not like, we should never have endorsed a convicted felon, I think it tells you everything you need to know. It's disappointing that the leadership of the organization, I'm discouraged by the leadership of the organization saying that. But how about this? Donald Trump then pardoned Ross William Ulbricht, who Donald Trump said that scumbags, he said scumbags work to convict him, were the same lunatics who were involved in the modern day weaponization of government against me. The scum who convicted Ross William Ulbricht is not a good dude. Let's take a look at the press release when he was sentenced. Ross Ulbricht, aka Dead Pirate Roberts, sentenced to life in federal prison for creating, operating the Silk Road website. That was a dark web marketplace that facilitated the sale of millions or potentially billions of dollars worth of drugs, sales that killed multiple people and kids, trafficked stolen identities, trafficked women and children, trafficked fake IDs for criminals and terrorists, allowed drugs to be delivered to any kid's front door, sold more drugs than the Sinaloa cartel. That's who Donald Trump pardoned and said the prosecutors who prosecuted Ulbricht were scumbags. I don't know, police union. What do you think about that? Or anybody who's law and order. You're okay with that? The MAGA Republicans are okay with anything. The depths of their depravity knows no bottom at this stage. By the way, you have all of these MAGA Republicans who had the audacity as well to apply for governmental jobs while President Biden was in office. And some of them got jobs, and now they're learning that bye-bye, you're not getting those jobs anymore because Trump is getting rid of those jobs. For example, jobs at the IRS. This person goes, my MAGA sister-in-law just got this after accepting her job at the IRS. Yes, the Internal Revenue Service extended you a job offer in Kansas City, Missouri, but this notification is to inform you we are rescinding your tentative job offer due to the freeze on the hiring of federal civilian employees as directed by the President on January 20th, 2025. Via the presidential memorandum entitled Hiring Freeze. We apologize for any disruption or inconvenience this may have caused. Yeah, you just found out. Also, the VA is cutting back on its doctors and physicians and primary care workers who work with veterans because of this freeze. So veterans who need access to doctors, there's going to be less doctors available. Trump also rescinded an executive order issued by President Biden to lower prescription drug costs for people on Medicare and Medicaid. Also, Trump repealed an executive order by President Biden mandating ethical behavior from administration employees. The order told federal workers to not accept gifts from lobbyists, not take other bribes, not lobby for 2 years after government work, and more. Now those rules are gone because of Donald Trump. Also, for all of the Hispanic community that voted for Donald Trump, one of the first things Donald Trump did was remove access to the Spanish language page. And he's going to do bloody mass deportations as well. He also revoked birthright citizenship. And by the way, I thought Donald Trump was a deal maker, right? Well, he met with the Netflix CEO, Ted Sarandos, at Mar-a-Lago. But now Netflix is raising prices after reporting its biggest ever subscriber jump. Oh, I guess it's just oligarch doing oligarch things, raising their prices, price gouging we the people after meeting with Donald Trump. I'm sure Donald Trump and Ted Sarandos and Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, who looks down the blouse of Bezos' wife, I'm sure that whole crew's laughing at all of us. Ha ha, we're going to make them pay more money as we go around in our private jets, 10 of them and 10 yachts that are 1,000 feet long. We want everybody else to be miserable. We need $1 trillion. How utterly ridiculous. How about those prices of eggs, by the way? Price of eggs going up, up, up. But they say a new sucker is born every second when it comes to Donald Trump. You know, what's going on with this Teamsters and Sean O'Brien, like, it's absolutely pathetic. I love the Teamsters. Their leadership with Sean O'Brien, who went to Mar-a-Lago and took all of those photos with that thumb up and the ridiculous red tie next to Donald. Sean O'Brien. Donald Trump hates labor. He spent his whole life destroying unions. He hates you. He hates unions. Is it not? Are you dumb? I don't mean to be rude, Sean. Is there? Maybe that was a little rude. Sean, let me level. Where's the disconnect? Are you greedy? Do you need, is there a secret promise taking place? Like, you realize that Trump's going to gut the National Labor Relations Board. Like, you get that, right? Like, you get that all of his policies are going to help the broligarchs and screw over your workers. I mean, you realize that the stage, like, were you watching the inauguration? I didn't see you on the front row, Sean O'Brien. I saw the broligarchs there, and they're out there trying to get rid of the National Labor Relations Board. They want to destroy the concept of unions. That's what Elon Musk said. Elon Musk said, I don't even believe in the concept of unions. Elon Musk's got a job in the West Wing of the White House now, and he's got access to all of this classified information. He's a union killer. He's Trump's top guy. Bezos is Trump's other top guy now. He wants to kill unions as well. Remember all these videos you Teamsters post about your fight against Bezos? Bezos was in the front row, Sean O'Brien. You weren't in the front row. You want to know why? Because Donald Trump don't like you, Sean O'Brien. Get it through your head. Get it through your head. Just look at that. I know most of the Teamsters can't possibly agree with this, especially at the leadership level. So this isn't my critique on the Teamsters. I love unions. I love unions. I love workers. I love the Teamsters. But this is pathetic. The Teamsters Union congratulates Trump and J.D. Vance on their inauguration as the 47th president and the 50th vice president. Now that the campaign and election cycle are over, it is critical that the new administration moves swiftly to fulfill its commitments to a pro-worker agenda. We must seek and find common ground to protect hardworking Americans and build more good-paying union jobs nationwide. President Biden was the most pro-union president. He walked on the picket lines. He saved the pensions of millions of union workers. You watching this may have had your pension saved by President Biden. You couldn't have been more pro-union. He helped with the union negotiations. He empowered the National Labor Relations Board to have the most pro-union people. And you went with Trump, Sean O'Brien. Technically, you didn't endorse either person, but you spoke at the RNC, you gave the thumbs up. You think Donald Trump's going to do a pro-worker agenda? Like, again, how could you be so dense? Fortunately, a bunch of the people in the responses go like, what are you talking about? As a retired Teamster, this is one of the response from Lick Lefif. As a retired Teamster who came from Teamsters and steelworker families, it pains me that the International Brotherhood of Teamsters would support a 30-time convicted felon plus J.D. Vance is in the Silicon Valley Mafia. It will take a lot to convince me otherwise. 67 years old, it might not matter. Andrew writes, absolutely hilarious. You think Donald Trump's administration is going to be even remotely pro-union? It goes on to say, this other account goes, as the bloated yam and Elon laugh about firing striking workers, Elon and Trump believe in indentured servitude. What are you talking about? National Teamsters and their, quote, leader, Sean O'Brien, are unprincipled suckers who stabbed all working people in the back. Thank goodness for the pro-worker, pro-union affiliates in many states. Amen. Kelly goes, my dad was a Teamster and he hated Reagan more than all of them. Best of luck kissing the ring. This Starbucks Workers Union goes, this will age well. 18 bookmarks is not enough. People ready to look back on this tweet years from now. I mean, Sean O'Brien, what are you doing? What did he promise you, Sean? Was it Mar-a-Lago? Did you just like going there and getting your photo taken with him? Do you like the orange makeup? Do you touch this makeup and you rub it on your face, Sean O'Brien? Is that what you do? So gross. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 500,000 followers.